We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we're showing up. Legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Never raise up a white flag. Didn't come this far just to turn back. The curtains fall for the last act. Breaking that levee, breaking that levee. We don't back down. This is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we're showing up. Legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. We're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see. We're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we're showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. Legendary.
I got metal running through my bones, a resurrection like a ghost. Hurricane, go ahead and blow. Where you could keep your white flag, I'll never fold. A shadow on a battlefield, a survivor never yield. A thunder, go ahead and shake. Don't run from the storm when I feel the rain. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. I got a fever in my blood, a falling embers from above. I feel the heat when the pressure blows, a wildfire that you can't control. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. With every beat on my heart, I'll be the light. explosive.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. If we fix your foundation and you mention Race On Texas, you will get a 1-year free subscription to the All Access Pass.
Our family started RVing a few years ago, and when I think about all those campfires and fishing trips and sporting events, these are memories that are going to last a lifetime. I want to help others do the same thing. Hi, I'm Kevin Smith, General Manager at the all-new Click It RV in Milton Freewater. People in this community are very familiar with this location and the great service they've always received. So the biggest question we get is, where is Keith? The great news is, Keith is still here.
I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of things come and go. Through all the changes that we have seen, one thing that has not changed for us is the quality of our service.
Buying an RV is a big purchase, but it should be a fun and happy experience. So whether it be in sales or service or parts, our mission is simple: be the best. From our team here at Click It RV in Milton Freewater, we invite you to come down and experience the difference.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Tuesday night, we welcome you to coverage of the SimRacerHub.com Winter Challenge Series. Tonight, it is the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle. Welcome to our coverage from the Homestead Miami Speedway. I'm Wesley Outland. Jason Rockefeller is alongside, as always, Charles Woot in that Click It RV production studio. And again, we're under the lights for twin 40-lappers here tonight for the next round of the Winter Series. Well, Jason, Homestead Miami Speedway, 1.5 miles, and I think the word we'll definitely be using tonight is precision banking. This is a facility where you can go from the bottom to the top to the middle, 4 or 5 lanes if the opportunity presents itself. Gotta love this racetrack. It's always exciting to be here. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my friend. And yeah, exactly. That's going to be the thing, is the phrase precision banking tonight. 18 to 20 degrees from the bottom of the racetrack down in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, all the way up to the top, vice versa. It's going to be an interesting race. You're going to see a lot of guys probably using every single lane on this racetrack throughout the entire night. If you want to conserve tires, you primarily run the bottom, but as the tires wear out and the runs go deeper into the night, obviously for these two twin 40-lap events, you're going to see guys in the second half of this race probably start to use that top side. 1 and 2 can be a little tricky, but you can make up a lot of ground coming off of turns 3 and 4. So this, Wesley, is going to be a very interesting race. We saw an interesting one last week at Kansas that also has precision banking. It's going to be a fun one here tonight for sure for both of these twin 40-lappers.
Practice is just about ready to conclude here on the clock, and it looks like Ryan Bloom is the man that is fast time overall with a 32.418 in the practice session that's been going on for over the last hour. Now it's time for a 10-minute clock to do qualifying to see what times these drivers turn to get ready to set themselves up for the events tonight for the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle here at the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway on LSRTV. Let's take a look at the Hunt the Front TV race information for tonight, as that'll be coming up on the bottom left of the monitor here. There it is. And by the way, it's brought to you by HuntTheFront.tv as they've announced a new sophomore season in their Super Late Model Series with over a $500,000 purse up for grabs. Check out the Super Late Model Series in 2024 at HuntTheFront.tv. There will be no fast repair for any of these races tonight. 100% fuel capacity. Obviously, race number 1 will be inverted. In race number 2, the winner will start at the rear. The driver that finishes last in the rear will start on the pole. We always enjoy it. And obviously, Jason, something implemented after week number 2, as this is week 4 of the season. No green, white checkers, no overtimes in this series for the remainder of the year, bud.
Yeah, and that's obviously going to be an interesting thing to know. These guys are going to be racing a lot differently now that they know the fact that there's going to be no attempts at overtime, and that's always something to keep in mind. You think back to the old days in the early 2000s, late 90s, there used to not be any attempts at green-white checkers, and if they were all natural. They were not extended time lengths like we see nowadays throughout, all of NASCAR and even really most, short tracks around the country really run it nowadays. So these guys have to run it a lot differently. They have to conserve their stuff. They know that what they have is what they have when it comes down to the end of a race. So if you want to set yourself up to go for this race here tonight, you better make sure that you have a good strategy and that you're up at the front here the entire night.
Let's take a look at the I believe, okay, I'm understanding we might be having some technical difficulties. Let's step away and take a quick break. We'll be right back with more coverage from Homestead Miami Speedway.
This is our time, this is our time. Buried our roots on the front lines. Digging in deep for the long night. Heartbeat steady, been fighting so hard all of my life. Getting so close and it feels like I'm taking my place in the spotlight. Better get ready, better get ready. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. We showed up, now we're showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Never raise up a white flag. Didn't come this far just to turn back. The curtains fall for the last act. Breaking that levee. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we're showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we're showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary.
I got metal running through my bones, a resurrection like a ghost. Hurricane, go ahead and blow. Where you could keep your white flag, I'll never fold. A shadow on the battlefield, a survivor never yield. A thunder, go ahead and shake. Don't run from the storm when I feel the rain. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control.
Welcome back to coverage from Homestead Miami Speedway. We had a little glitch there with the servers, but once we got it connected back, we're back with you. You've not missed a thing. Qualifying is on track now for, again, Homestead Miami Speedway Round 4 in the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle for the SimRacerHub.com Challenge Winner Series. Ryan Bloom right now top of the board, 32.427. Remember, he was fast man in practice, and we looked now at the double mint gum Andrew Miller entry, a throwback to Kyle Busch whenever he drove a similar truck in the Truck Series now. His best lap will be disallowed here as he's getting ready to come down to the pit lane, and he'll be happy, Jason, with his first lap at 7th, 32.759.
Yeah, but you always want to improve that lap, obviously, Wesley. I mean, with how many trucks we have here tonight, if everybody were to start, we have 14 trucks out here tonight, and there is a lot of competition. Obviously, everybody from Rhett Tucker to Michael Sturgill, Ryan Bloom, Brad Rivers, really all this entire field is pretty stacked up here tonight. So obviously, the closer you get up to the front, the better you're going to be. But I tell you what here, Wesley, just like I said last week, he may have not won any of the 2 races last week, but Ryan Bloom is going to be a really difficult man to beat. Michael Sturgill, also Rhett Tucker. Those 2 guys were your 2 winners from last week. Rhett Tucker, race number 1 over Gabriel Ellison. Michael Sturgill Jr., race number 2 winner over Nicholas Gowen, who is not here tonight. So that is a big thing for a lot of these guys. So Michael Sturgill is probably going to obtain the points lead after tonight's 2 races are set and done. So this is a really stacked competition here tonight for the low car count we have here. And obviously you want to start up towards the front like we mentioned just before.
Gabriel Ellison now. SimRacerHub.com, Toyota working. He'll go to 3rd for his qualifying lap will in. 3rd best with a 32.532. And qualifying just under a minute remaining here. Real quickly, let's take a look at the Kaufman Creative Weather Conditions on the bottom right of the monitor. You'll be able to see the conditions under the lights. We're nighttime. Air temp in Sim at 76 degrees. 77 air temp is 76, as I mentioned. Track temp just about the same. Wind speeds 9 miles an hour, just bumped up to 10. They'll be fighting that wind down the tail to the back straightaway, especially on those tailgates. We'll see what kind of downforce that will be like for those trucks. Mostly cloudy conditions, and again, nighttime racing here on the Precision Banking. That is the Homestead Miami Speedway. Looks like the countdown clock is about to expire, and Ryan Bloom looks like he's going to be the man that'll grab the pole here as we're set to go for the first of the Twin 40s tonight in round number 4 of the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle here at the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. The field is gritting. It is time to introduce the starting lineup for race number 1. Front row, Ryan Bloom, fast qualifier from the Northwest Racing Series, and Michael Sturgill right there alongside the most recent winners, along with Rhett Tucker, row number 1. Row 2 will find Gabriel Ellison of that 27 machine, and Rhett Tucker, the 99. Right there, he'll start 4th. Row 3 will find Stan Carnathan in the number 82. Bradley Rivers will be in the 15. Midway through the field, Jason, top 4 rows will find Michael York in the 25 and Andrew Miller in 18.
Yeah, rest of the field rundown. Row number 5, you got Toby Ritters in the number 23 machine as always. Jared Barkley in the number 10 on the outside. Row number 6 tonight, Michael Garone in the 29 and Max Steck in the number 5 machine. Row number 7, we'll go to Clinton Castleberry and Joseph Flager, the number 97 machine. And rounding out the field in row number 8, all by his lonesome self, last but not least, Michael Wolford in the number 7.
And I'm digging the new here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. The field will be ready to roll behind the toe of the pace car in a matter of moments. They'll peel onto the racetrack, and they'll be ready to go for their preliminary lap on the mile and a half here at Homestead Miami Speedway for race number 1. Now remember, twin 40s tonight. They'll run race 1. The field will be inverted. No attempts at overtime. If we have a caution with 2 laps to go and they run 2 laps under caution, then it'll be like the old days of the Cup Series of NASCAR, where basically the field will take the checkered flag and the race will be considered official. 15 trucks ready to go here in a matter of moments to roll off the pit lane. They are on the track. And there you see the pole man, the Monster Energy number 22, Ryan Bloom, the first behind the pace car as well as everyone else. And again, they'll be taking that green flag when we come back around next time by, Jason.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that paint scheme on that 22 of Ryan Bloom. We're so used to seeing him run the Win Racing Click RV machine usually on Mondays and Wednesdays, but anytime he's running something other than the Northwest, the 2 Northwest divisions that are their main from the Truck Series and the Click RV Series, he's always running a Monster Energy scheme. You think back to the early or late 2000s, Ricky Carmichael driving that number 4 Monster Energy machine, or Haley Deegan nowadays, or Riley Herbst Monster Energy colors. Always been shown throughout the sport for a very, very long time. Wesley, these guys are about to come out of turn 4. This is going to be one heck of a race here for 40 laps. And then that invert, and we're going to see who's going to drive their way through the field to try to win 2 in a row here tonight at Homestead.
Should be a good one. Strap in. We hope you are. You're home for sim racing. Choose tonight. Green flag in the air, and we are underway in race 1 for the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle. And they're going to hustle their way and funnel down into turn number 1. Ryan Bloom with the whole shot as they'll work off the corner. And we got a couple of trucks getting squirrely there. Look out, Bloom high up in front of Sturgill. And they'll hold it together as they're 4 wide to the back straightaway on the opening go.
Yeah, Rhett Tucker just lost 8 positions going through 1 and 2. And Wesley, that is something that is so huge at a lot of these mile and a halves. When you put cold tires on these trucks, you will slip, you will slide no matter the temperature. And you really want to make sure you get these tires up to temp as soon as possible. And that's why you saw the 99 of Rhett Tucker fall back so quickly. And now he has put himself in a hole very early on in this race, last week's winner at Kansas in race 1.
Give that opening lap to the driver, Ryan Bloom. Sturgill in the number 2 spot. Look at now, Ritter's battling. This is in the back in the top 10 as there's Bloom. Your leader coming off of turn 4, Bloom, Sturgill, Ellison. The top 3 have pulled away from the pack by almost a second and a half. They go back to turn 1, and Bloom with 38 to go in his own world up in front.
Yeah, something just happened to Stan Carnathan too. Just notice he just dropped back way big time on the leaderboards on our screen. He just dropped down all the way 10 spots back to the back of the pack in 15th. Maybe we can get a replay to see what happened on the number 82 Silverado. No caution though, so if I had to guess, Wesley, probably spun or something below the apron, and that's why there was no caution thrown. But Ryan Bloom continuing to lead, but that time by Michael Sturgill yet again faster than that number 22 machine, up at the front by just a little less than a tenth of a second.
Got to remember that this racetrack is a mile and a half precision banking, as we mentioned when we came on for the intro, and you got to pace yourself. This is a fast race. It can go by quickly, but to put yourself in contention, you got to be smart. As now in the middle, the 5 Steck. He is the monkey in the middle. As now you got Ritters up near the safer barrier. Inside lane's going to be Rhett Tucker. And they're going to stick it 3 wide. Oh my goodness, down into turn 1. Steck lifted. He got away from him, and Tucker got to the bottom in a hurry and got away into 1. Here comes up in front of Ritters. They make, oh, he just drifted up in front of him.
slide job from the number 99 machine right on that 23 machine. He is trying to advance as many positions as he can right now, despite falling back almost 10 spots from the start of this race. Rhett Tucker does not want to be in this hole this early on, but he's got to remember too, 35 laps. This track surface is abrasive, not as abrasive as a lot of mile-and-a-halfs we go to nowadays, but the tire wear here is still crucial enough to where if you run this truck very hard for 10 laps, Wesley, those tires will be absolutely chewed up and they will be spit out onto the racetrack here at Homestead.
35 to go, but they come to the line. It'll be 5 laps into this race, a handful complete. Now working lap 6. Sophie Ritter's up against the safer barrier. Max Steck can't reel him in. That's the battle now for the 9th and 10th spot as they goes back into turn number 1. It's Ryan Bloom, Michael Sturgill, Gabriel Ellison, Michael York, and Andrew Miller, the top 5. Tucker, Rivers, Barkley, Ritters, and Steck, as we mentioned, as that goes on to the back straightaway to 3.
Toby Ritters is doing a really good job running that outside lane in 1 and 2, I've noticed, Wesley. Compared to most drivers, he is right up against the safer barriers. Going to slide up a little bit right there because his tires crossed over that black stripe right there. That's what's called a seam, and it's really just kind of asphalt that's filled in right there in between the cracks and the grooves of the racetrack. And if you really slip and slide on that thing, and by that I mean get your right sides, particularly your right rear, across, or sometimes even your left rear across that seam, you will really slip. So when it comes to this racetrack, you really want to make sure you stay in between whatever lines it is. By that I mean the seams. As you see the grooves right there, you don't want to cross over them because you'll slip, you'll slide, you'll tear the tires up from going from top to bottom or bottom to top. So you want to reduce your slide as much as possible off these corners and through the center as well.
Ritters is trying to run down Michael York. It's in the number 8 position with 32 to go. And in the process also, you've got Michael Garone Jr. in 11 trying to run after them. Now you pick up Rhett Tucker going after it. This is also Rivers and Miller. Barkley watching along in the 10 as this is going on for 4th, 5th, and 6th and 7th on the racetrack. Across the start-finish line, putting 9 laps on the board, about to be 1/4 of the way through here in race 1 here at the Citrus Falls. Homestead hopeless. We got one of them riding the safer barrier. Shades of a Hell Melon, like the cross Chastain did at Martinsville. That's Jared Barkley. He got a big burst of momentum after Steck as they work into 3.
Yeah, nearly got into the wall right there off the corner, but he was able to rebound. He is still sitting there in that 10th spot, like where he started. He's going to battle side by side with Garone off the corner. Clears him, though, back down the front straightaway, assuming he's going to run the top yet again. He will, and actually follows back to the middle line, almost takes the air away from this 29 machine. And here comes Garone. He's got a good enough run off that bottom side. He might be able to clear this number 10 machine once they get off 4.
Just completed 10 laps in this race, about to put 11 on the board. Ryan Bloom, Michael Sturgill, Gabriel Ellison, Rhett Tucker, Brad Rivers, top 5. Bottom 5 include Miller, Ritters, York, Steck, Garone Jr. There's a battle going on now. This is between Garone and Barkley side by side into turn 1.
Yeah, still battling between these two right now, and that's all because this 10 has the momentum on the top side, gets a little bit of a bobble off the corner, got those left sides right on that top seam from the middle to the top lane. This 29 continuously running this bottom. He might be able to save tires, but that top lane is the way to go when you have the momentum off the corner. The only reason that 29 is going to be able to clear this number 10 machine is if the 10 smacks the wall, gets loose, whatever it may be. That's what's going to get Garone around Jared Barkley, as Barkley now looks to try to go to the top of Max Steck here going through 1 and 2.
There's Max Steck in that number 5 machine. Beautiful looking truck right there. The Rex Specs entry as he's right now in a gaggle of traffic to the inside. The Cobalt Lowe's machine. That's the Chevrolet of Michael York. Now Steck up on the outside. Barkley will follow. Garone Jr. just peeks right there in the Goodrich colors of the 29. Down the front straightaway now. Closing in on 6 laps to the halfway mark here. Next time around here at Homestead, Miami Speedway. And they're not wasting no time putting on a great battle in the top 10 into 2.
Yeah, putting on a great battle. Here comes the number 10. Thought about threading the needle, and he got a great enough run. He's going to take them 3 wide down the back straightaway to the bottom of York and Steck, and he's going to drive it all the way down to the apron. That's not something you want to do. He's sliding up, and he's able to blow up the truck, going through the center, loose off the corner. It's something that you don't want to do, and they're 3 wide yet again down the front straightaway this time, heading for turn number 1. Barkley's going to lay off the throttle a little bit, tries to get to the top side, and he's just rim riding that outside, inches off the wall, similar to Kyle Larson when he runs here up on the top side.
What a move, what a battle there with York. And Steck now going at it. This is for 8th and 9th spot. Barkley falling back to 10th. They were 3 wide to the back straightaway. 3 wide a moment ago coming out of turn 4. Ritters and Miller now for 6th and 7th spot. Single file. This is the bottom 5 with 25 to go now. 5 to halfway. The leaders again on the back straightaway, and Ritters is right now coming off 2.
Yeah, Toby is doing a really good job running at the top of this racetrack. Wasn't really making up as much ground, but he hasn't really gotten in any trouble, knock on wood for him. But he's just consistently running at that top side. I think what he really wants to do, though, is reduce getting on that seam and stop sliding up through the corner. That's really what's going to hurt him, as you see the 18 of Miller just skim the wall coming off of the corner here. If there's one place other than Darlington that you're going to have a lot of stripes around the racetrack, it's going to be here at Homestead, because you run that wall so close to the right side of your truck, similar to a Darlington. Not as abrasive as a surface, but still close enough to that outside wall to where you're going to, basically hit it. But Toby Ritter's doing a great job, as you see Max Steck now making a move underneath the number 18 Doublemint Toyota Tundra.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. The fast lane around this track is on the driving up to the safer barrier, all the way to the top of the outside retaining wall as you work your way down the straightaway, down into turn number 1. The thing is, though, as we still watch Steck and Miller, Barkley continue to go at it, you can't hit that wall, though. That's the biggest thing. As you mentioned, the Darlington stripe, the same thing can be here at Homestead. You hit that wall, it's going to damage your truck and also take away the momentum you've got from getting that speed on the back stretch as they work into 3.
Yeah, and son, there's 2 things. Obviously, one, these trucks, and we've talked about it, Wesley, because we've called so many truck races, both me and you, over the last year and a half now together, that, we know that these trucks are super aerodynamically dependent on their aerodynamics. You do not want to get into the wall, as you see the 18 of Miller get into it once again through 1 and 2, but he's able to maintain there for that spot. You see these 2 battle, Gabriel Ellison and Michael Sturgill. He'll run the top side, but back to that top side, I'm going to try to explain this the best way I can. And Denny Hamlin said this earlier this year. The reason why that top lane is so fast, and the closer you get to it, the faster you'll go, is because once you get that right rear put up right against the wall, it's almost like the air that kind of funnels down the right side of that truck from the fender all the way to the spoiler and the right rear quarter panel. It's almost as if like that air reduces yourself from getting closer and closer to that wall. It almost pushes you off that wall, which allows you to really stay in the throttle once you get to the center of that corner, because you would think that you would have to really lay off of it a ton. But you see this 18 machine really loose right now from all the damage he's got on that race truck right now. But that's the reason why the closer you get to that wall, the faster you're going to be. But obviously, you risk damaging your truck.
And we just passed halfway, 20 down and 20 to go in race 1. As you see Miller and the Doublemint entry bouncing off the safer barrier. That Toyota, though, keeps forward momentum. He'll hold on to the 11th position outside the top 10. Just past halfway. Let's give you the full field rundown. Jason and I will here in race 1. Ryan Bloom, the leader, almost 2 seconds over Gabriel Ellison. 2.5 seconds back in third is Michael Sturgill. Red Tucker is 4th. Brad Rivers is in the 5th spot. Then it's going to be Toby Ritters and Michael Garone Jr. just getting passed now by Max Steck. That's your top 8 midway through the field at halfway.
Yeah, all the way down to 15th. You have Jared Barkley there in that number 10 machine. He's up 1 spot. Michael York, Andrew Miller hold the 10th and 11th spot. They're both down 3 spots. Clinton Castleberry, 12th right now. Michael Wolford, he's in the 13th spot up 2. Joseph Blazer has really stayed right where he is. He's 14th. And Stan Carnathan earlier on had that incident Not too sure what happened to the 82 machine, but he's 15th right now. That's your full field rundown here just after halfway.
And while we do so, let's take a look also at the, if you will, I got an echo, bad echo in my headset, Charles. Okay, it's gone. At this time also, we'll take a look at the Virginia811.com race summary as we're just past the halfway mark in race number 1. And no yellow flags so far in this event. And there's been no lead changes, and that was something most importantly, Jason, that I wanted to hit on. Ryan Bloom, pole truck, since the drop of the green linen, he has not left this virtual field in the P1 spot. He has been the top dog as we approach now 16 to go this time by.
Yeah, and Michael Sturgill, he's kind of fallen off a little bit. Obviously, we watched Gabriel Ellison get by him just a handful of laps ago. But as they hit the line this time, Ryan Bloom 33.970, Ellison 34.016. So Bloom just a tad bit faster, but not that much. He's only faster than a 10. I want to say give it about maybe another 5 to 8 laps or so. You might see Ellison start to really turn up the heat, because you remember last week he was able to catch, obviously, Rhett Tucker at the end of race number 1. Tried to pull the Carl Edwards, went all the way down to the bottom, tried the slide job, but he didn't want to wash up into Rhett Tucker. He laid off. Tucker was able to get by on the outside off the final corner, take the checkered flag for his first win of the season. And Gabriel Ellison, probably a driver that you don't want to sleep on here late in these races, similar to what we saw last week in Kansas.
You know, Jason, I don't think we're going to see them pit at the end of this. I don't see them pitting by the end of the first race. I just don't see it taking place.
No, definitely not.
I mean, Saturday night. My apologies. I think it's the Saturday night late model short track 40-lap feature that we're watching right now.
Yeah, they're not going to have to pit. The only reason they would have to pit is if a caution were to come out. I mean, with 14 laps to go, you very well could have it. Because, I mean, you look at the tire fall off right now. The best lap time on the track was turned by Michael Sturgill. It was a 32.571. These guys are now up in the low 34s. So you're almost having 2 seconds of fall off in just a little over 20 laps or so. So, I mean, realistically, in a non-40 lapper, like let's just say it was 50 or 60 laps, you're going to have these guys pit, because obviously they're going to have to pit for fuel, but obviously the tires, they're not going to really make it all the way. Here, you can kind of make it work, but you're really going to have to conserve that tire, kind of like what you're seeing a lot of drivers doing, but you're seeing a lot of slip and slide. I would not be surprised if we got some kind of late race yellow with under 10 laps to go.
Yeah, closing into the end of race number 1 is right now everybody just kind of patiently minding their P's and Q's. Round 4, SimRacerHub.com Challenge Winter Series on your home for sim racing. Tonight, the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle. Ryan Bloom looking to also be a repeat weekly winner. He won, of course. I don't think Ryan Bloom's won a race yet, though, have they, Jason? I don't think Ryan Bloom has. Rhett Tucker and the Sturgill won last week. So, yeah, Ryan Bloom is looking for his first win of the year.
Yep, looking for his first win of the year. He's got 1 top 5 so far this season and 3 top 10s out of his 6 starts. And, I mean, he's done really well. I believe the only times he didn't finish inside the top 10 was at both Talladega races at the beginning of the year, because obviously it's Talladega. You never know what can happen. Nicholas Gowen leading the field right now with 3 wins on the year so far. You look back, 1 at Talladega, won both races. I believe it was at Michigan or somewhere. Michael Sturgill won last week. Gabriel Ellison, he won earlier in the year too. Rhett Tucker got that first win of the season as well last week in the first race, and so far those are the only guys who have won. And Aeon's Motorsports, they're the ones leading the teams in wins so far this year with 4. And RTR Esports has won along with Team SRH. They have won as well. So not a lot of winners so far this year. We've had a few. Nicholas Gowen, though, again, not here tonight. So it's an opportunity for some of these guys to get their first win of the season, like you could see Ryan Bloom do here as he's continuing to pull just a little bit ahead from Gabriel Ellison now, as that gap's reaching nearly 2.5 seconds off 4.
Coming to 10 laps to go now. The single digits and 9 remaining as they flash under the flag stand here at Homestead, Miami. Ryan Bloom still the leader. It's now a 2.3 second advantage over Gabriel Ellison. Sturgill, winner last week, obviously 3.9 seconds, almost 4 seconds back. Those are your top 3. Those are we would grab in the post race on the podium for race 1. And remember, so far caution-free in this event, the winner at race 1 will start at the rear. And Jason, here's the deal. Only got 15 cars to pass, or 14 in race number 2. That'll be coming up on deck as soon as we finish this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a much easier challenge for these guys to make their way up through the field because of basically, 15 trucks. We're used to around 25 to 30 trucks these last few weeks, but tonight we only had 15 trucks here tonight. And if they were all to stay the same and all 15 drivers were to start the next race, that still makes an easier job. The less trucks, the better, but I do believe Ryan Bloom, Gabriel Ellison, Michael Sturgill, whoever finishes in this top 3, I mean, you deserve to be in that top 3. You definitely can make it up through the field, but again, tire conservation, you can't go in over your head. I mean, look at a driver like Rhett Tucker. We very well could see Rhett Tucker up in the lead, or second, or third, had he not have had that issue on lap 1 going through turns 1 and 2. And here we go. Here's somebody who's going to try to pit this time, and he will actually hit the tow button. So Andrew Miller looks like he's actually going to be out and elect to finish 15th to start first if he were to start the next race if the race were to end right now. Stan Carnathan would be your pole sitter if Andrew Miller did not show up for race number 2.
Miller will try to put that double McGum entry Toyota on the pole. It looks like he's the first man to bow out. Carnathan on the racetrack at 14th. All drivers on the lead lap, but way back 22 seconds now from 1st to 14th. And there's Ryan Bloom picking them off one by one, lap by lap that is, and he'll be approaching the open hand from the flagman now. 5 laps to go. Ryan Bloom down the back stretch. No one inside. Clean air for the 22, looking for his first win in the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle into 3.
Talked about Ryan Bloom being such a great driver on these mile and a halves, and it's just something that Ryan Bloom has been known to do in the northwest side of things. Been so fast on every mile and a half we go to. It doesn't matter if it's Las Vegas, Kansas, Homestead, Charlotte. He is always fast at these racetracks and does so good, and it's amazed me how he really has not fallen off the pace. I mean, it's going to be a challenge for him to get around the guys who are right behind him, I think, when race number 2 does get started. If it obviously were to end like this, which it looks like it might, because Gabriel Ellison is 3.5 seconds back nearly. I don't think he's going to catch him unless something happens to the 22 Monster Energy machine. But he's just a guy who's been really fast so far this year. Bloom hasn't really gotten the opportunities. He's been right there, just hasn't got it done. Gabriel Ellison, he has that 1 win on the season. So does Michael Sturgill. So these 2 guys are really heavy competition for Ryan Bloom. But, man, he is really showing them out here tonight. Last time around, faster by nearly 0.2 of a second over Gabriel Ellison.
He's a fast man for sure. And this time by, when he works off turn number 4, he'll be looking for 2 laps to go in what's been a flag-to-flag, green flag event in race 1 here at Homestead, Miami, in the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle. Ryan Bloom, Monster Energy, unleashing the beast, and that Chevrolet double deuce down the back straightaway.
I tell you what, I would save the Unleash the Beast hard monster for after this next race coming up, because he's still got a wheel and deal after this is over, starting at the back. And as he comes off turn 4 for the second to last time, that Monster Energy machine, it's looking real mean right now. He is, Wesley, about to unleash the beast. White flags in the air, 1 lap to go for the driver, the number 22, who has practically led this race flag to flag as he comes off turn 2 for the final time in race 1 here tonight.
What a flawless drive for the driver. Ryan Bloom, a former Northwest ARCA Series champion. The only driver that was a part of the playoffs this year for the Northwest Trucks and Click It RV Fix Series. And he's getting ready to work off turn number 4 Flag to flag. First win of the year in round 4, race 1 here at Homestead. Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle goes to the 22 of Ryan Bloom. Gabriel Ellison will cross the line and finish second. Michael Sturgill Jr. on the podium for a third. Everyone else will get the checkered flag. No lead changes, no cautions. And the man in the number 22 picks up the victory, Ryan Bloom. How about that, Jason?
Yeah, Ryan Bloom drove an absolutely flawless race here as you look at the race results presented by LiveSimRacingTV.com. Just an absolute flawless job. We talked about Wesley. It was about a second half. Then it continued to grow and grow and grow. Nearly pulled out to a 4-second lead. But now he's going to have to do it again, starting from the back to the front. Only one driver has done that so far this year, and that was Nicholas Gowen. Can Ryan Bloom be the second to do it?
Yeah, what a phenomenal job they did here. As you look at the results, Ryan Bloom will pick up the win. Gabriel Ellison second. Michael Sturgill 7 seconds back to third. 9 seconds back for the top 5 for Red Tucker and Bradley Rivers. And it looks like Toby Ritters with another solid top 10 finish in 6th. Max Steck and Michael York, Jason, the midway pack of the field is your top 8 here. And again, 15 seconds back to Ryan Bloom, the winner.
Yeah, big gaps between everybody. You see Michael Garone, Joseph Plager, they're 9th and 10th here tonight. And you look at the rest of the field, Michael Wolford, Jared Barkley, Clinton Castleberry, Stan Carnathan finishes 14th after that mishap on lap number 1 or 2 here tonight. And Andrew Miller called it quits 7 laps prior to the checkered flag. It looks like if he does, in fact, start race number 2, which assuming he will be the pole sitter. Because Leslie, like we talk about week in and week out, these guys are going to invert the field, that short track Saturday night feel. It's going to be interesting to see if Ryan Bloom can get 2 in a row here tonight.
Coming up, we'll grab the drivers of race number 1 with Ryan Bloom and the rest of the drivers, and then we'll get the practice session wrapped up. And we'll flip-flop the field for race number 2 at round 4 here for the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle. Stay with us. This is LSRTV, your home of iRacing. Welcome back to coverage of race 1 in the books for the 4th round of the SimRacerHub.com Challenge Winner Series on LSRTV. Let's grab the podium as they'll get set to go in race number 2. 3rd place man, of course, that is Gabriel Ellison. Gabriel, you picked up a win in this series and another solid podium for you. Pretty quiet race in race 1 at Homestead. Your take of the podium.
Actually it was second, but that's okay. Same idea. Ryan was super fast, and I had nothing for him. That's pretty much all of it. Got a clean start. Me, Michael, and Ryan got a big breakaway. I think Rhett got loose off the start, and it got everybody jumbled up, and they kept it green, so it really broke the field up. And we had a runaway there, and Ryan had something that we didn't. So, huge props to him. Super fast, and we'll make it go at the second one here.
And Gabriel, congratulations, man, on finishing second right there at the end of race number 1, man. And here's the thing, too. Now you guys are going to start at the back of this field here for race number 2. Shorter field than what we're used to seeing here these last few weeks. And what you saw out of both Michael and Ryan there at the end of this race? Do you take the more, conservative approach at the beginning of the race? Do you push hard to try to get around Ryan? What do you feel like is going to be the best option for you guys?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think you kind of got to take what you're given. There's a lot of multi-groove racing here, and a lot of these guys are going to be starting midfield. They're no pushovers. So I think you got to take your time and make sure you pick the field clean if you can do it at all, because the truck's pretty loose, especially on corner exits. So I think it's being patient. It's a long race.
My apologies on getting it backwards.
Oh,
there,
you're
Gabriel.
good, man.
Good job
you're
on
good.
the number 2 spot there. Definitely. Do you think we're going to see a different race in race number 2?
I think it's possible. I mean, that's kind of how felt like Kansas was first race was pretty chill, but then that restart on the second race was complete chaos. So we'll see.
Sponsors, bud.
Yeah, huge shout to simracerhub.com, of course, as well as Aspiration Homes, and huge shout LSRTV.
There you go. There's the driver of Gabriel Ellison, who finished second. We were going to grab third place, man. We'll do that now. Michael Sturgill is what we're trying to grab. And Michael has also been a man that's won earlier this year. Michael, you're taking this race in race 1 and finishing on the podium, and obviously getting ready to see what race 2 will provide.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That race was screwed up for me from the start. Somehow it wanted to give me a drive-through, so I kind of yielded to Ryan. And then after that, I did not have clean air, so we looked at it. I don't step on the gas until the green comes out, so gotta love it.
Yeah, and Michael obviously can hear the frustration in your voice, man. Now, obviously, you want to take that frustration and put it into race number 2 here. Drive up through the field right there. Do you think that really tire conservation is going to be what wins this next race for you guys? If you guys can actually get back to the front of the field, or you think you have to go as hard as you can so you can make sure you can be up in that podium again for race number 2?
I think whoever gets clean air is going to win it. I was trying everything after we sorted out the drive-through. I was trying every different line. It didn't matter. Like, there was nothing I could really do. I'd try to run low behind him, get tight. So I think whoever can get up there the quickest and get in clean air has a good shot at winning.
Well, Bud, we'll let you go, man. We'll see how things go for the second race. Before I do, thank your sponsor.
Yeah, Moscow Joe's, you guys for broadcasting, all the league admins, and all the viewers, and hopefully we'll be talking again tonight.
There you go. There's the thoughts of, again, Michael Sturgill. He finishes third. Gabriel Ellison was second. We grabbed him earlier for first interview. And now let's go to victory lane. Ryan Bloom, a guy that we know well from the Monday and Wednesday night Northwest Racing Series. And Ryan, first win of the year for this event, man. Congratulations to you. Homestead was good to you. And obviously, can we see you sweep and do something that only one driver's done this year so far?
I hope so. It's going to be tough, starting in the back. I like Michael said, clean air. I wanted to make sure I got out front as soon as I could to get that clean air. And Homestead's one of my favorite tracks, and I think it's one of my better tracks. So I would have been pretty disappointed not finishing well there. We'll see what happens. Probably not going to be able to run the same line I was running first race. I kind of just hugging that bottom line the whole time. No one in front of me, so it's different type of race coming up in race 2. I'll have a lot of traffic I'll have to kind of sift through.
And congratulations, Bud, obviously on the win. No stranger to victory lane for us up here in the LSRTV booth. So congratulations on your first win of the season. And with that being said, obviously, like I said to the other guys, you're going to be starting in the back. And Michael said and Gabriel said that these guys up that are going to be mid-pack up to the front, there are no pushovers. So what do you feel like is the best option for you to try to get up through the field? Because, you said you're not going to be able to run that traditional line. Clean air is very important. We know that for a fact with these trucks, with how aerodynamically dependent they are. What do you feel like is the best scenario for you here going into race number 2?
Well, thanks. Appreciate the congratulations. I'm normally a pretty patient driver, so probably pretty patient at the beginning. just kind of feel things out. Probably just go where they're not. There's multi-grooves. I think you can be fast in multiple lanes, so try to avoid that dirty air, and I'm probably gonna have to run maybe that middle to upper line a little bit more this next race to get around some guys. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Ryan, what's it mean to get into victory lane with a series by the 4th round? And thank your sponsors also.
Oh, it's good. I had a rough couple last weeks. Just some bad luck and caught up in some racing deals. So didn't get the finishes I was wanting for sure. But yeah, it feels good. Yeah, pretty happy with it. It's a pretty fun league. I like doing these fixed sets. Not something I'm used to, so just kind of doing something different and had a lot of fun so far. And my sponsors, want to thank Click It RV, LSRTV. Guys do a great job, and look forward to the next race.
There you go, Ryan Bloom from the Northwest picking up the win here. Race number 1 of the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle. And speaking of Click It RV and all those sponsors, we'll take a break. When we come back, we get you set for race number 2 as Ryan Bloom, winner of race 1, will have to try to sweep from the back of the pack when we return from Homestead.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
At Click It RV, we know there's a lot of heritage and history at this location. RV sales and service has been part of this community for decades. We knew there was an incredible opportunity here, but to see where we've come in just a year is incredible. None of it would be possible without the patronage and support from this community. So whether it be a more convenient and accessible service drive, a fully stocked parts department, or this amazing sales facility, what drives this team daily is making sure our customers leave here with the best possible experience.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. If we fix your foundation and you mention Race On Texas, you will get a 1-year free subscription to the All Access Pass.
Looking to the inside of Turner, trying to make it 3 wide down the back straightaway, nearly does.
Last night the track was very slick. You know, we had 2 good grooves.
But anyway, just another some of that.
There's people in the stands. That means there's people watching.
Video Production Studios in Texas. Race information, same as race 1. The invert is set. No green-white checkers. This is race 2 in the 40 lappers. And again, 1 extra set of tires. But Jason, we didn't see anybody take advantage of that, though. It was a straight race. Like I mentioned, kind of like your Saturday or Friday night short track late model feature across America.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can do here. I mean, you heard the frustration in Michael Sturgill's voice. We didn't even know that he had some sort of penalty, obviously, and he served it by, yielding to, I believe it was Ryan Bloom, and then they were able to clear that black flag, I believe, so he didn't have to come to the pits, which is really interesting. So maybe Michael can take that frustration out by driving really fast and really well on the racetrack here. He didn't really sound too pleased, obviously, didn't sound too confident, but I believe Michael Sturgill can still, despite the struggles at that race 1 ending and beginning, I think he could take that and make it into a positive here for race number 2.
Yeah, we'll certainly see how it all goes as you hear the new grid music. Time to introduce the starting lineup on an invert. Remember, the double mint gum Toyota of Andrew Miller pitted early, and because of that, ending last in race 1 will put him on the pole for the invert of race 2. Stan Carnathan will be right alongside row 1 in the 82. Row 2 will find Clinton Castleberry in the 21. Jared Barkley in the number 10 will start 4th. Row 3, Michael Wolford in the number 7. Joseph Plager in the 97. And your final first 4 rows include Michael Garone in the 29, Michael E. York in that 25. He'll start at 8th spot, Jason.
Yeah, rest of the field here, Max Steck in the number 5, Toby Ritters, they're going to complete row number 5, row 6. Up on the board right now, Bradley Rivers, Rhett Tucker, the 99, trying to make sure he doesn't slip and slide. He didn't let him miss the start last race. Row number 7, Michael Sturgill, Gabriel Ellison going to try to drive their way through the field, being on the podium. And rounding out the field, trying to go back-to-back, be the second driver to do it this season besides Nick Gowen, Ryan Bloom, the number 22, Monster Energy Chevrolet.
Yeah, Nick Gowen, the only driver that is not even here tonight that has been able to win both races. Ryan Bloom, though, I'm telling you, Jason, he's got a really strong truck as they're racing down the back straightaway awaiting the green flag. And only 15 trucks, less than 7 rows to get it done. Precision banking at this track, take advantage of that. We can see the 22 possibly sweep here at Homestead.
Yeah, very possible here. I think Ryan Bloom's going to be very hard to beat right here, especially on the start, but he can't be too aggressive. We saw how loose those trucks were on the opening start for race number 1. Hopefully it doesn't happen for race number 2.
Ready to go for the final race in the Twins in the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle. Green flag in the air at Homestead, Miami. And you got a race down into turn number 1. Miller's going to carry that momentum on the whole shot down into turn 1. And we'll pause for a moment so you can feel the roar of the trucks at Homestead. Boy, Thunder and Herd funnels back into the corner, and there's that word precision banking as we mentioned. Look at him right now. Totally different race than race 1, Jason. They are already going 3 and 4 wide in many different parts of the racetrack. Whoa! Ritters goes around. Toby Ritters spins. Ritters and Carnathan involved. Caution out.
Well, there goes your first caution of the night right there. And it's funny, too, because we were told that this might be a different race, possibly. And sure enough, we already see different type scenarios. Drivers that finish up in the front, starting at the back. Drivers finishing in the back, starting at the front. And you see Stan Carnathan, one of those drivers who started up towards the front, just struggling big 9. There's the 82 up in the wall, and eventually coming off this corner, Rhett Tucker off turn number 2. He's going to get loose because the 15 in front of him, I believe, does. The 25 checks up, runs into the back of him, and Toby Ritters tried to avoid him, but just didn't get it loaded up enough, and unfortunately didn't know this 82 was here. It actually made contact with Gabriel Ellison there in the 27 off 2.
Yeah, we mentioned that for sure this possibly could be a totally different race than race number 1. And there you see it as the first caution of the Citrus Falls Homestead Hustle is upon us. Caution laps do count. And a quick reminder as well, there will be no overtime. That's something we got to emphasize. So many races we broadcast on LSRTV for the years, over the years. This year always has that, if you will, rule of multiple attempts at overtime. Not the case with this one. If a caution comes out, the race will be considered official. If it's, if they can't get it restarted. So. Jason, are we likely to see some of these guys that are from the invert up in the front possibly show their strengths? Maybe Andrew Miller got a really good start when things got started.
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility, but we saw that number 18 Doublemint, I almost said Camry, Tundra, really slap the wall quite a few times, not just once, not just twice, about more than 3 or 4 times in that first race. I think if he really wants to try something, Wesley, he has to try to find that fine line that he wants to ride up at the top of this racetrack, because he tried and tried and tried, but just could not do it. Hit the quit button pretty much inside, the kill switch rather. 7 laps before the checkered flag even flew. It's a possibility, but Michael Sturgill, Ryan Bloom, they're already up to 56. They're going to be really, really hard to beat right here for this restart, probably, and hold them off.
Lights off for the pace car. Hey, 2024 is approaching very quickly. And one of the new series that we're excited to partner with is the Stars and Stripes Racing League for iRacing on LSRTV with the Xfinity setup cars. Join us every Thursday night beginning January 11th. Season number 8 Stars and Stripes Racing League and so much more, as we're proud to be your home for sim racing this holiday months. Moving in to the new year of 2024. Again, that fires up January 11th. That'll wrap up. Caution, green flag back out in the Geico restart zone. 36 to go as Andrew Miller leads them down into turn number 1. Big guy with traffic for second. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. That goes on into turn number 2.
Yeah, Barkley's really loose on the exit of turn number 2. Sturgill was able to get ahead of Ryan Bloom. Bloom trying to clear Ellison. Ellison now tucks in line behind him as they head through 3 and 4. They trying to pick their favorite lane to run. Going through 3 and 4. Bloom will slide up through the center of 3 and 4. He'll tail right behind Barkley as you see Ellison under fire from Michael Wolford as they come across the line right now. He's also battling with Joseph Plager. Those two running very, very similar paint schemes out here tonight. And here comes Michael Sturgill battling for a podium spot to the inside. Tucks back in line behind the 29, trying to get around them here as they go into 3.
Man, what a show they're putting on.
Oh!
And right now, watching all of this chaos and mayhem, holy cow. Watch out, Sturgill under attack. Here comes Ryan Bloom, and he's taking advantage of precision banking. He thought about going 3 wide. He's trying to set him up, Joe, as they work into turn 2.
And the best thing that the number 90 can do, but one thing I want to say, good job by Jared Barkley from saving that thing coming out of turn 4. He was practically dirt tracking that thing off turn number 4, slapped the wall, but kept it going. This time he's going to be to the bottom, I believe. That's Ryan Bloom. They're going to slide up, and Bloom is in trouble off the corner, and the 10 is loose and makes another fantastic save off the corner. Oh, we got a spin in the back. Clinton Castleberry around. Will he hit the wall? No, he doesn't. What a save.
Different race than race number 1 that went flag to flag. Second caution in less than 10 laps. Jason, you saw it happen in turn 2. Here's your replay.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at it one more time. Here comes Gabriel Ellison. I would like to say, ooh, that might not be pretty right there. That was a big block. That is a no-no for Clinton Castleberry. I would have to imagine he might have had some help here possibly. Or maybe he's just going to slide. Oh, he just completely loses it off the corner and overcorrects it. And it's funny, too, that I mentioned that, Wesley, because if we take a look back at it one more time, if Charles can give us the replay, you're going to watch this 21 snap, and it's like this thing is going to snap again off the corner that first time, and he kind of cuts back to the right. That could have been a massive wreck. So heads up to Clinton Castleberry for not snapping that truck back to the right and creating a massive wreck with one of your podium finishers from the last race. But that block right there is an absolute no-no, and I really thought that this 27 was going to ship him down into turn number 3. Sure enough, put the pressure on him. The 21 tries to get away, and just by getting on the gas a little too early, right here, right there, almost could have snapped it back into the field, and he does it, then he does, but then he corrects it back to the left. Heck of a job from Castleberry there.
That was just a process of, you know, overcorrecting, and then the truck just came back around. And honestly, if Castleberry wouldn't have done that, Jason, I think he might have been able to save the truck. We possibly could have been staying under the green flag here.
Yeah, and you know what the thing is, too, is I really, and I'm not trying to make an assumption, obviously, but just if I were a driver, personally me, like, if I was Gabriel Ellison and I got blocked like that down to the bottom of the racetrack off the corner, when you know you were going to have that position or at least set up for a 3-wide opportunity going into turn number 3, and I got blocked like that down to the bottom of the racetrack, I would have done the same thing probably, at least from what I saw that Ellison did, is you want to make sure that you could put a lot of pressure on that driver that created that bad block that you're just so frustrated over, all you want to do is wreck him or at least rattle his cage a little bit, as Dale Earnhardt said once at Bristol years and years ago, I believe it was. And, you know, you go into the corner, you want to put the pressure on him, and I think the pressure was definitely put on Castleberry there enough to make him slide up into the center of the corner through 3 and 4, and he just got back to the gas a little too early and just spun himself out right there.
Homestead, Miami tonight. Don't forget, next Tuesday night, it'll be the final race of the 2023 season. Not for the series, but for the year, for the SimRacerHub.com Challenge Winter Series before the Christmas holiday break. That'll be December the 19th. Next Tuesday night, we're at the Nashville Super Speedway. We'll take off for the Christmas holiday break. We'll return back on New Year's, January 2nd, Atlanta. Of course, make sure you join us for the SimRacerHub.com Challenge Winter Series. Racing on Tuesday night. Got a lot of cool things planned. Hope you join us. Man, Jason, what a fun race we had on Sunday night, the American 500.
Yeah, that was a really fun race. Saw a lot of action going on. You and Terry and Charles obviously did such a great job. Full production commentating. It was one heck of a race. Congratulations, by the way, to Aubrey Thompson. And as Terry mentioned at the end of that race, won the Ugly Sweater 250 main event race for Nerditudes and Martin Sports back on Saturday night. So congratulations to him. And Aubrey should be competing in tomorrow night's FEG PC series. We'll see if he can try to go 3 in a row for those big money series races.
And we're back to green with 28 to go now. 28 laps to go, race number 2, Andrew Miller. Double your flavor, double your fun. Stay in the lead with Double McGum. The Toyota, Miller up in front. Sturgill, Jerome Jr. down to the inside. Donnelly, 3 wide almost for the lead as they go to 3, and they're going to go after it.
And Sturgill's going to have to possibly try to throw a slider right here. Not enough, though. And actually, he's going to try it maybe off the corner. Crossover from the 18 of Andrew Miller. One hell of a move there to the inside of the racetrack. He's going to go back to lead. Will he try to throw the same move on Sturgill? He tried a little bit, but off the corner, it looks like this time he's going to have the run. Coming off to the 18, tries to clear him. Not enough. Sturgill back to the outside for the lead.
Keep an eye, though, on Ryan Bloom. He has moved his way into the number 4 spot with 26 to go when they come to the line. Watch the 7, Wolford up on the top self. Milwaukee Bulls entry. 3 wide. Barkley right now, the band in the middle. All this chaos and mayhem going on as they'll shoot him up and go back into turn 1. Sturgill, the leader.
And Michael Sturgill right now, like I was going to mention earlier before, Wesley, Ryan Bloom is more than likely gonna get past this number 18 machine right here. And once he does, if you're Michael Sturgill, you want to make Ryan Bloom search around the racetrack for runs. You see the 18 hits the apron. He gets wicked tight off the corner. Will he save it? He does. And that will enable Ryan Bloom to make the pass for second. Here comes Garone to the inside on the 18 as well for the third spot. But if you're Michael Sturgill, you want to take this 22's line away. Remember, Ryan Bloom told us he liked running that bottom side for a majority of that first race. Michael Sturgill, a driver who primarily ran the top side. Get out of your comfort zone. Take away that driver's line. With how aerodynamically dependent these trucks are, that's what you're going to have to do if you want to make sure that you maintain this lead with clean air.
Quick statistic. Michael Sturgill, third in race number 1, up 12 spots. He's in the lead of the 90. Ryan Bloom, winner of race number 1, up 13 spots. He's in the bridesmaid spot in second right now. And Gabriel Ellison, who finished in second. Your top 3 from race number 1 are the top 3 now in race 2, 4 and a half way. They're in 3.
And the 18 just tried to go to the bottom right there, thought about sending it in on Garone, ending turn number 3. Got a little bit tight. Now he almost falls back into the clutches of Rivers, but Brett Tucker and Wolford, they're going to battle back behind them for position going on for 7th. As you see the 15 of Rivers going to the inside, going to try to close up to the rear tailgate of this double mint Tundra, who is just super loose right now, shades of what we saw in the first race. But the 18 not running up against the safer barrier like he was in race number 1. This time he's going to go to the bottom. Now he's going to cut right in front of Tucker. They nearly collide, including the 15 of Rivers as they head into 3. Now off turn number 4 with 22 to go, coming to the line.
It's Sturgill, the leader. Ryan Bloom right there in tow, about 3/4 of a second back, including Ellison. That's Garone Jr. and Tucker, top 5. And look at Tucker now, going after the 29. He's on his inside. Miller watches as they go into 3.
Yeah, Tucker going to throw a slider right here. The 29 of Garone going to try to battle back down on the bottom side. Tucker loose off the corner. So is the 18 of Miller back behind these two. But Tucker able to hold that position going on for 4th. Garone, though, battling back to the inside as the 99 rips the top lane through turn number 2. But the 29 going to have to reside right now in this 5th spot and try to make sure he can make a run back at this 99.
They'll be coming to halfway this time by 20 down, 20 to go. Look at Toby Ritters battling Steck. Barkley watches long. Ritters had problems earlier in the event. He's worked his way back into the top 10. Gets around Steck. We're halfway home in race 2 of the Citrus Fall Homestead Hustle. Real quickly, race summary presented by Virginia811.com, reminding you, call before you dig and dig with care, especially during the holiday season. 2 yellow flags in race 2. 6 caution laps in total. 1 lead change. That's been it. Because right now, it is still Michael Sturgill Jr. He finished in 3rd in race number 1. He is now up to the number 1 spot. Ryan Bloom, winner of race number 1, in 2nd. Gabriel, the runner-up in race 1. Now in 3rd, and they're all ready to battle it out here for the second half of the race at Homestead, Jason.
Yeah, this top 4 right now is under a blanket right now. And you think back, obviously, how the championship finale for the top 3 national divisions in NASCAR used to be run here. This is what it's looking like. Championship contenders battling it out for a race win at Homestead. Ryan Bloom, Gabriel Ellison, they've been much faster than Sturgill by about 0.2 of a second these last few laps. But Sturgill continuing to take away the 22's line. The 22 of Bloom had to jump up to the top side. Ellison now drops back to 3rd. We mentioned how would Rhett Tucker perform since in race number 1 he was right there. Never caught a break, finished in the top 5. Look at him now trying to rebound after a poor performance in that first race on his end. Trying to go for the lead. He's battling Ryan Bloom. Could go for the top spot here in the 1.
And Brett Tucker came out of nowhere like a rocket out of a cannon down to the inside. Here he comes to the inside of Sturgill. Don't look out, though. Ryan Bloom ready to pounce on him. He's going to pull the trigger now. Powers away from Ellison. Gives a trunk to the tailgate of Tucker. A punt to the bottom of the racetrack. Sturgill now gets past. Red Tucker now the new leader. And the Bloom can't get around him. Ellison tries to reel him back in. 4 trucks for the lead with 16 to go in turn 1.
Heck of a battle up here at the front of this field. Here comes Sturgill, going to try that bottom lane like he's ran a majority of this race so far, but Tucker and Bloom are just so much quicker up on the top side of the racetrack. And who would have thought Rhett Tucker, I think we probably wrote him out for a race number 2 contender because of how fast the top 3 were. But I thought to myself, Wesley, man, if this 99 has a better start than what he did in race number 1, watch out. Sure enough, race number 2, way better start. He's already up 11 spots and has the lead as you see Ryan Bloom try to look around Michael Sturgill. They're battling for second here as they work off 2.
25 down, 15 to go. Red Tucker is the leader. Bloom waiting patiently now. About 2-3 truck lengths. He sees the tailgate of the Viral 99 in front of him. Couple of Ford and Chevrolets in the top 3 podium. And then it's a Toyota, Gabriel Ellison trying to get up there again. All the while, 14 to go. They now go to a conga line, single file, nose to tail, down to turn number 1.
And now the thing is for Ryan Bloom, he has to try to run a different line than Rhett Tucker. He can't run right behind him because of the clean air the 99 has. And since, Ryan Bloom is right behind this 99, it's creating a lot of dirty air on his nose right in the draft. It's going to create this truck to get really tight or really loose depending on where the air is moving around on the front and rear of this 22 machine. I think Ryan Bloom has the truck to get to this 99, but as we're more than halfway through tonight's event here in race number 2, we're going to have to find out, can Bloom catch Rhett Tucker, who was pretty much written out as a favorite here for race number 2, and now he's pulling out to 3/4 of a second down the back straightaway into 3.
There'll be 12 laps to go. They come to the line. Still a lot of racing left to go here to decide it. As all the while, never second guess yourself. Meanwhile, Bloom falling back. Here comes now Ellison trying to battle for second as they work into turn number 2 to the back stretch. And 10 to go when they come to the line, bud.
Yeah, Ryan Bloom is running out of time right now. Rhett Tucker has pulled out now over second and third place right now, and it is helping him. If these two were to battle, Ryan Bloom needs Gabriel Ellison to get away from his rear bumper as quick as possible. Ryan's going to try to run the bottom right here, and I believe Rhett is probably running the bottom as well, noticing his rear view mirror. Is that 22 getting bigger or smaller? And he knows if he's going to get bigger in the rear view mirror, then that means he's got to start searching around, find other grip. But right now, Rhett Tucker doing a very good job out front. It's nearly a second and a quarter over this 22 machine.
Single digits this time by. Tucker crosses the line, and there's second and third. 9 to go. Single digits down into turn number 1 is Bloom and Ellison. You're on board now with a Monster Energy entry. All right, Jason said it's time to unleash the beast. It might be go time now to try to sweep him. As Tucker is the man in front, and he's increasing that lead over Ryan Bloom, Jason. Bloom's not catching him, and neither is Ellison. 8 to go out of 4.
I think right now, Wesley, by the looks of it, just from what we saw in that inside passenger camp from Ryan Bloom, Rhett Tucker really is working all over this racetrack. Ryan Bloom, Gabriel Ellison, they are doing the same thing right now. I think if Ryan wants to try to catch Rhett, I think, Wesley, he has to run the top. There's no other lane to run. You can't run the bottom. The tires are just too worn out. You're going to slide off the corner. You're going to hurt your truck, your tires, your time, even more if you keep running that bottom. I think if Ryan Bloom wants to try to make moves and he wants to close that second and a half gap to Rhett Tucker, he needs to start riding the fence, and he needs to do it now.
7 to go, back into 1. Ellison trying to be the runner-up in both races. Trying to get around Bloom. Rhett Tucker, man, that just he came out of nowhere, Jason. It looked like he saved that truck for probably about 15 to go, and then he put it in stealth mode, and he's the man up in front now looking for a win.
Yeah, man, he's like an attack helicopter right now, and he was on the attack from the start of this race right now, and this gap is still a second and a half. Ryan Bloom has not been able to close that gap at all, and if they were to have a caution come out, and if these guys want an opportunity at Rhett Tucker, they would need to have it happen now. Remember, no overtimes or green-white checkers in this series for the time being right now, and I mean, you need that caution because I don't believe Ryan Bloom is going to have any time remotely to catch this 99 machine, who has just put on a clinic ever since he got up towards the front, similar to what Ryan Bloom did from flag to flag in race number 1.
Five laps to go. Tucker in front. Look at this back of the pack now. Ritters and Steck. Wolford going at it. This is all going on for 8th, 9th, and 10th. And they're trying to run down the pole truck of Miller, who fell back after leading some laps as well. 4 to go. Less than 3 miles at Homestead. Precision banking was very exciting and used in race number 2. But the shades of the hourglass are running short on anybody to catch Rhett Tucker.
Yeah, Ryan Bloom is going to have something happen to Rhett Tucker if he wants to try to catch him. There's the number 18 of Miller. He just slapped the wall, similar to what he did in race number 1. Look at the move from Toby Ritters, cuts across the front bumper of Max Steck to get to the bottom here of this 18 machine, trying to get another top 10 finish like he did earlier here tonight. And he's going to throw the slider, the 18 loose off the corner. He's going to save it, and Toby Ritters going to be able to pick up that spot. But now with 3 laps to go, I think it's safe to say Rhett Tucker pretty much has this in the bag unless something happens to him. But here's an interesting battle, second place. Gabriel Ellison trying to outdo Ryan Bloom right now as they work into turn number 3, coming to 2 to go.
What a job by Toby Ritters on that 2-for-1 special penultimate race. Lap coming up. And now for second, Ellison, Bloom right there, right alongside one another. Bloom will get the clear on Ellison. He'll fall back to 3rd. Does he got enough time to catch Rhett Tucker? That's the question. Ellison not backing away from Bloom. This is all in favor for Tucker to the back straightaway.
Yeah, Tucker's just put on way too good of a performance here tonight. About to be 2 seconds that he's going to have over this 22 machine as he works off 4 for the final time. He's going to take the white flag as these two continue to battle it out to see who's going to get second on the podium. Rhett Tucker, though, going to take the white flag. 1 lap to go for him here tonight in race number 2 at Homestead, round 4, race number 8. And Wesley, Rhett Tucker again. Race number 1, nearly lost it. Lost so many positions, drove through the field, got a top 5, and thought to myself, hey, he might have something in race 2. Didn't think anything of it. Shot out of a cannon here in the middle of this race as he works off 3.
Rhett Tucker ready to get another win as a multi-winner on the series this year. Off of turn number 4, no one in sight, clean air and a checkered flag. The Citrus Falls Homestead finale race 2 goes to Rhett Tucker in the viral 499. Ryan Bloom, winner of race 1, will settle for second, 2 seconds back to Rhett Tucker. Gabriel Ellison right there in the battle with Ryan Bloom to be in the podium. What another great job by Rhett Tucker, originally from, of course, Memphis, Tennessee, now resides in Florida. He gets another win on the series here tonight. And what was a very exciting second race here at Homestead. Not taking anything away from race number 1, but definitely there was a lot more excitement in race number 2, Jason.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, these guys had to start at the rear of the field and then make their way up. You see Rhett Tucker do the traditional Joey Logano-style burnout, driving all the way down to the bottom and then doing donuts in a straight line. Great for him. Rhett really just pulled out really, really well. I mean, he shot out of a cannon there while those guys were all battling and took advantage and passed all 3 of your previous top 3 finishers there from race number 1. Great job by Rhett Tucker here tonight, no doubt about it. Definitely the best drive of the night.
Here's a look at the results of race 2. Red Tucker getting the win over Ryan Bloom. Gabriel Ellison again will finish in third as you still hear Red Tucker burning it down somewhere. There he goes. Still burning it down there at Virtual Homestead. Michael Sturgill will finish fourth. Bradley Rivers will settle for the top 5 seconds back. Michael Garone Jr., Max Steck. How about Toby Ritter's another solid top 10 run for Clifford? He'll finish in 8th.
Yeah, Stan Carnathan comes home in 9th tonight after being the first caution in race number 2. Michael Wolford comes home P10 as well. Then the rest of your 15 cars here tonight. You also have Andrew Miller, obviously, started on pole this race. He'll finish P11th. Clinton Castleberry, Barkley, York, Plager, your top 15 here tonight for race 2 at the Homestead Miami Speedway.
And let's take a look real quickly at the race 1-1, Virginia, 811.com race summary. There it is. 2 cautions, 6 caution laps total, 2 lead changes when it's all said and done. Again, Red Tucker picking up the win, joining Ryan Bloom, winner of race number 1. And speaking of those drivers, we'll grab them on the podium for post-race when we come back and we wrap it up. We'll preview next week's race, of course, which will be in action. All the details is at Sim Racer Hub Challenge on Facebook. Check us out on LSRTV. And after tonight, we set you up for Nashville before the Christmas break. Don't go anywhere. We're proud to be your home for sim racing. Back in a moment. SimRacerHub.com Challenge Winner Series, round number 4 in the books tonight. Of course, when it's over, Ryan Bloom, winner of race number 1. Winner, Red Tucker, race 2. We'll grab him in just a moment, but first, let's grab the podium and get third place. Make sure I get it right this time. Gabriel Ellison. Gabriel, great run. What a run back through the field for all of you guys that started in the back. Happy with the podium, obviously. And remember, you're still allowed to drop your 4 worst finishes in the season. Would you say that this could possibly be one of those?
I don't think I'm dropping these. I'm really happy with that finish because both at Michigan and Kansas I crashed in one of the 2. So it was really nice to not crash for both races. So that's always nice. Getting to the field was definitely a challenge. The truck was pretty loose. There's a lot of guys all over the joint. But yeah, that was a fun race.
And Gabriel, congratulations on your podium finish yet again, man. Seems like we were just talking to you here a few moments ago. How could that be? I wonder why. But with that being said, you have Nashville next week, 2 40-lappers, of course, at night. So how do you feel about your chances going into Nashville? Typically a little bit different style of a racetrack, concrete on a D-shaped oval. How do you feel about going there?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Unfortunately, I'll be out of town next week, so I'll be missing those. But yeah, Nashville's a pretty fun track, especially when it's racy. I'd probably be downshifting in this thing if I had to guess. So that'll definitely be interesting. But I think it'll race well.
Well, man, we're going to miss you. Man, hope you have a great Christmas holiday season when you return with us for 2024. But good solid run before I let you go. Thank your sponsors.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Huge thanks to Aspiration Homes as well as SimRacerHub.com, and huge thanks to LSRTV for putting this broadcast on.
Gabriel Ellison of that 27 machine will finish in the number 3 spot. Ryan Bloom, winner of race number 1, settles for the bridesmaid spot in race number 2. Ryan, your take of the race, and obviously got to be happy with the second place run. Got to use these races definitely to get you stride ready for the run to the championship when 2024 kicks in.
Yeah, for sure. Second race, a lot of fun. I actually got up towards the front a little quicker than I thought. Actually, Michael Sturgill was right in front of me. I just kind of followed him up towards the front. And then just kind of followed him through there and had a couple cautions. Unfortunately, I think I got beat by Rhett Pitton there, taking some tires with 30 to go. So that's, definitely no chance after that. I honestly, I was waiting. I was thinking there'd be another caution. I would have pitted on the next one, but I thought 30 to go, a lot of race left. I figured there'd be another caution, but it didn't happen. So I'm happy finishing second. It was a lot of fun racing Gabriel there at the end, holding him off. It was tough, hard racing, a lot of fun.
And Ryan, congratulations being back on the podium here tonight, man. And I asked Gabriel, but he's out of town obviously next week. How do you feel like your chances are going into Nashville next week, since it's your, usually kind of that typical mile-and-a-half field, but it's not really the same feeling. Concrete, obviously, a little flatter, downshifting, of course. And obviously, clean air means a whole heck of a lot more than what it does here, obviously, at Homestead.
Yeah, you know what? The last 2 years in the Northwest Series, I've missed that race in the truck, so I don't really have a lot of experience on that track, actually. I've done some of the fixed sets. I think we did Cup and Xfinity there in our schedule, but yeah, so it's kind of I don't have a lot of time there, so I'll have to put in some laps there and kind of get used to it. But yeah, looking forward to it. The few races I have done there, I've always enjoyed it. It's a fun track.
Ryan, thank your sponsors in closing, man. And what does it mean to be what you've done in the Northwest Series, but now branching off like what you and Toby Ritters are doing, per se, to run these different leagues and just kind of not only get your name out there in iRacing, but definitely get a lot more experience for a run to the Northwest Championship next year, you think?
Yeah, for sure. It's fun to race against some different guys. Like I said, I think that's the only league I've done. So, 3 years I've been doing this. So, it's nice to get out some different competition, race against some different guys, different styles. These are shorter races, so it's definitely a different type of racing. There's a lot more urgency, not as much, patience, I would say. So, kind of have adjusted that a little bit, which and all in all, I think it'll help me going forward. I think any seat time's important. Any car really, especially in the fixed sets. That's kind of where I wanted to try to improve a little bit. Typically, these are a lot tighter than I remember. So far, these kind of been looser than I was expecting on these fixed sets. So, been actually kind of fun. I don't, typically don't like a really tight set, but these have been pretty good. So, kind of look forward to the next tracks and see how those are. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun racing these guys, and look forward to racing some more. For sponsors, just want to again thank Clickit RV and you guys, LSRTV, for putting on the broadcast.
Ryan Bloom settles for the number 2 spot, again winner of race number 1 here at Homestead, Miami. Victory Lane, Red Tucker, the viral Ford originally from Memphis. Originally from Memphis, now the Floridian gets a win. And Red, what is that? Is that your second win this year, right?
Second one, brother.
Yeah, man. Is this win more exciting than the first one? You think? You seem more pumped up for sure.
I'm more relieved, I think, man. I was the whole last 20 laps basically. I was freaking out, man. I kept hearing about people getting loose and squirrely and driving wild, and I was just freaking, dude. If there was a caution that came out, I would have got, I would have got left behind. But luckily, our pit strategy worked out, and that's a rare thing for me to say.
And Rhett, congratulations, man. You're pumped up for the second win of the season, obviously. And I really thought to myself after the end of this first race, I thought, Rhett Tucker is not a guy I'm thinking of that can win this race coming up. But with that being said, you were so fast in that first race towards the end. You got really loose on the initial start because the cold tires and whatnot, the track surface in that first race. And then second race, all of a sudden, once you took those tires, man, you were just flying through that field. Do you think that would have happened in race number 1 had you not have gotten loose?
I at least would have been up there, man. I hate, I had to drive, I feel like I had to drive harder than everybody else did in the first half of the first race because I think I went back to, second to last, and I got up to fourth in a few laps, and by then I was just doing all I could to hang on to the gap between Gabe and I. And I know he's one of the best at saving his stuff, so I knew towards the end of that he was going to start walking the dog on me. But hey, fourth, I guess, after running 17th or something on lap 1, I'll take it.
Well, we want you to thank your sponsors, Rhett, so we'll get off the air here, man. But for sure, definitely there's been a lot of great racing in this program. Why is race number 2 always different than the first race, do you think, with as far as the excitement level?
Man, because half of us are trying to go out for redemption, the other half are trying to go, I guess, match what they did the first race. It helps, it helps everybody get, acclimated and accustomed to racing together. And, you always know you have another race, you can go drive harder in the second race. I say that and I almost wipe out on lap 1 in race 1, but I don't know, it's nice to look forward to another race. You can go leave it all out there on the track.
Sponsors, man.
Sponsors, I got Viral Custom Computers. Check them out. They do killer work. Malware Bytes for all your anti-malware needs. LSRTV for doing these killer broadcasts. You guys for calling the race. Gabe, Clinton Sneed, everybody helps put the whole Sim Racer Hub challenge together. And everybody for watching. Thank you to competitors for, driving clean for the most part. And my couple of guys, Jared and Clint, came out and ran with RTR tonight.
Second win of the year for Rhett Tucker. Definitely could hear the excitement in his voice as, again, we prepare for Nashville next Tuesday night for round number 5 before the Christmas and New Year's break for the SimRacerHub.com Challenge Winter Series. Jason Rockefeller, always fun working with you, buddy. Your final take of tonight's race at Homestead. Clean in race 1, excitement in race number 2. Very interesting night here at Homestead, to say the least, to wrap it up, and congrats to the winners.
Yeah, it's been fun, obviously, calling these races over the last few weeks, and tonight at Homestead was no different. Congratulations, obviously, to Ryan and Rhett, the two R's, for being able to really have these stellar nights and stellar performances. Congratulations to them. Had a blast, obviously, calling tonight's race with you, Wesley. Looking forward to more.
Should be a good one, definitely. As always, Sim Racer Hub Challenge on Facebook. And, of course, their website, if you'd like to know more information, check them out also at SimRacerHub.com. Again, congratulations, Ryan Bloom, winner of race 1, Rhett Tucker, race number 2, here tonight at the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. It is on to Nashville Super Speedway next Tuesday night. For everybody at Rocket Racing Media and iRacing on LSRTV, for Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten, for Jason Rockefeller, this is Wesley Outland. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Getting ready for a successful and prosperous 2024 season. And thanks for joining us tonight from Homestead, Miami, on your home for sim racing. Be good to one another. Enjoy the rest of your week.